hallway of the hospital. You seem kind of interested in hearing about the court case a bit more. Have you spoken to anyone from ADMZ about it?
No, I've been curious about it myself. I thought Robin put a appeal up.
He did. Yeah, he did. We're still waiting to hear about that. I'm not really sure what the delay on that is either.
I've been very adamant of trying to push you guys towards that process, despite the fact that I know if I were to cite the reason why things need to change, it's because of everything that happened in that entire saga. And I by no means think that judges should have been shot over it, but I'm a strong believer that mostly because it emboldens those that are doing dastardly things to begin with, right? Something bad happens and it gives them the excuse. See, I was right. See, this is why it's okay, right? It's just I
mean, look, we tried to do the right thing, you know. We get told constantly to use the legal system like everyone else, to follow the rules. And we try to do that, Brian, and then we find out that our case gets thrown out for the most bullshit, corrupt reason I've ever heard of.
I will tell you that we have an active case on it, but I hope you can understand from our perspective, I deal with a lot of corruption, and if I'm going to be plain with you, a lot of it is very difficult to prove, but I'm not dumb. Right? I know what's happening. I know from the moment Miller did what he did that there was a massive cover-up by individuals that should be nowhere near their position. I know that the situations that followed it was just unacceptable and it's gross. But obviously the actions that followed it, while I can't condemn it, I can understand why. You know, you can only push someone so far before something happens.
I mean, look, my biggest issue from my point of view is the two officers that led the interrogation with Paul Hammerstein are two officers who were directly involved with the Milton's mod case already.
Yeah, that fuck her. You know.
What? Is he talking about Opal?
Opal didn't lead it.
Ah, sorry, fuck. I get them all confused. All their fucking names. Whatever the two cops were that were doing the interrogation with Paul Hammerstein and basically coerced him to say something that never even fucking happened.
I heard the tape. Yeah. Like I said, we did look into it. Look, we live in a time where subpoenas leak, where law enforcement intentionally will leak subpoenas on shit to their friends. Will T-read because someone's dozens of hours of work is worth a chat about around the cooler, disregarding, you know, the sensitivity. A time where members of law enforcement see the world as a them versus us, their gang versus the others. And I don't think many of them have a single bone in their body that understands ethics. And if I could say some things, but I won't. You know, I grew up watching the news, and sometimes you'd hear about cops getting shot up doing the wrong thing in the wrong hood. And, you know, sometimes I sit back and I say, well, someone had to do it, right? And
right, but from a legal standpoint, I mean, you're saying these people have been looked into. What's actually happening to them?
It's hard to do anything, if I'm going to be transparent. You know, let me try to paint it's very hard to detect corruption and prove corruption, right? And this is a Like, let's say, for example, a cop were to kill someone, right? Unless we found the gun, there's not really a whole lot we can do. If there's not even, it's not, and these are things that I will say that it doesn't mean the marshals have given up. We're actively looking for legal tools. Let me give you an example. If, let's say, there was a active investigation and someone were to obstruct so as to protect another cop, it is exceptionally dangerous just to stop that. Because it's not illegal. So, you know,
I guess my issue with that is we get told repeatedly to utilize this system, to put our faith into it, to stop what we're doing, reform ourselves, and follow the law, essentially, right?
Yes.
We go to do that, and instead of being met with fairness and I guess what you guys would call justice, we're met with cops gaming the system. How are we ever meant to succeed in a system that is completely against us and is geared towards those who hold the power? There is nothing we can do, Brian. I understand you're upset about a judge getting shot, whether we did or didn't do that. How am I, hypothetically, meant to stop that ever from happening again when the system is just never going to be fixed?
I wouldn't say never, right? And trust me when I say that, whether you believe it or not, what happened to you, I am just as furious, because those actions undermine my will and my officers' will to do the right thing. While we're not the direct victims, we are still victims nonetheless, right? Because it undermines our ability to police. It undermines our trust in people. I mean, even this very phone call, and the moment, for example, Ava was shot, everybody lost. And it sucks. I don't want to even really be in the business of having to investigate cops. Not because I won't, not because it's not something we're doing, but I ask myself, why the fuck are we in that position to begin with? When, like you said, some of these degenerates are gaming the system. They know that they can read a report and tell their friend and no one's going to find out. That when, and they can give them a warning. Or they can cover up for them, because how the fuck would anyone ever know? And it's shit. It really is. Now, I will tell you one thing, that this isn't a chronic problem. There's been recent issues that I can't discuss, where I can tell you that if a concern was brought up to BCSO, they would take action, and they have, without going into specifics. Because the duty of what High Command should be is that when they fuck a court case, fuck probable cause, fuck having to get ACR'd, if you think you've got some dumb fuck committing crimes, you don't need a court case to use your brain and use common sense, right? No, you fucking suspend and fire instead of heavily defend. But it's hard to do so when some people operate their shifts, or let's say even departments, as a friend gang or whatever you want to call it, right? And
right. I mean, I think I disagree with the notion that it's not a chronic problem. This is something we've faced ourselves, and I know several other groups have faced for countless months at this point.
I could understand the perception.
The issue here is that there are. Well, it's not a perception; it's an experience at this point. Perception would be I'm viewing it from the lens through someone else's actions. I'm experiencing these actions myself and experiencing the consequence.
When I say
we're now like 4 months past where some sacred memorials were destroyed. Barely anything happened. The guy fucking got fired and then got rehired, 30 days later? Was there any additional training given to Miller? Was
No.
there anything?
Do you know?
No,
do you know why he transferred?
Why?
Because
Sorry, did he transfer or was he fired and then rehired?
Both.
Right.
He actually tried to do the right thing at the end after being told to fix himself. And he was told, do not go and talk to them. Do not try to fix it. In fact, as I recall, I believe he ended up going by himself down to ADMC block. And I think he tried to do the right thing in that moment. Despite his own high command asking him. And you know what I did?
What's that?
I had the chief get removed of his position. No one knew it was happening, but I was so disgusted. I spoke to Mayor Rizzo, and I brought up the concerns, and he did what needed to happen. No need for a court case, just pointing out the responsibility and pointing out the evidence. Now, there was other matters that led to that as well, but I'm telling you directly. I haven't really told many folks this. Mostly because I'm not interested in the tears that might accompany it. But I have a core belief that we're not taking on these positions for our own benefits, but for the benefit of the people of the city, regardless of their backgrounds and records. After he was rehired, he was meant to have retraining. That was his conditions. Within 3 days of rehiring, he started to cry that myself, Stevie, and Frost were not training him on day 3. Now, mind you, we were dealing with some pretty heavy stuff at the time, nor should it matter. But that baby back bitch started to cry to others. I can't drive my fucking pursuit car. What about my Quest 2? I'm just a widow cadet. Where are my toys? So he started crying, and they took him back in. No questions asked. Probably a little bit of fuck the ADMC, and they took him back. Right? I have no reason to pretend that didn't happen, but that's exactly what occurred. And
did he come back as his original rank?
I don't fucking know. I've deleted that dumb fuck from my memory. He's a fucking pain in my ass. He's a key example of what I hate in the PD. Entitlement. The disregard of other people. And the belief that his feelings should trump everyone else's. It's a fucking, unfortunately, he's not the only one that walks that way, you know. But either way, he came back after he was fired for being a little bitch. And I remember him walking back in the office to try to, aha, I got hired for the LSPD. I screamed at him. You don't want to ever hear me scream at somebody, but he's one of the few that heard it. Because, you know, for me, it wasn't about anything other than just fucking disappointing to the core, in law enforcement in general. Right. Because if the public doesn't trust us, then what the fuck? Like, who the fuck are we protecting? Like, you know, why are we here?
I mean, the result is the public doesn't trust you guys. And shit like this is exactly why. You've got a guy who lied through his fucking teeth about what he did. Eventually, the truth came out. And instead of him going down a rank or being stripped from ever being PD again and being trusted with a fucking badge,
like it never happened.
He gets rehired.
Yeah.
Now this guy's back out on the street, able to do the exact same shit again.
Yeah.
And the only punishment he got was a little vacation away from holding a badge.
It was like 2
who
weeks,
fucking knows what he did? Oh, so it wasn't even 30 days. It was 2 weeks.
I don't even fucking know.
So you guys are sitting there. People like you are sitting there, putting in all this effort, trying to save the PD's reputation.
Yeah.
And you have cunts like Miller, and the people that were leading the investigation against us afterwards with the court case, coercing people into giving false testimonies to shut down cases. And then people like you are banging your head against the wall, wondering why the fuck don't people trust us? That's exactly why, Brian. You are fighting a losing fight. That is a fight you will probably never win.
I think that's
for as long as these people hold a badge, I can't see you winning it.
I'm the director of the marshals now. I have very little opinion of local PD. And the thing about me here, Edbert, is I don't really give up, right? And I know nothing lasts forever, right? So my battle is not for today. My battle is for the many weeks from now, regardless what it is that happens. So, you know, you're not wrong in terms of public perception. But I think in the few weeks that I've been director, building up new marshals, watching law enforcement quit left and right because of actions like Miller being put on a pedestal as a pride and joy example of what should be and giving up themselves, some of them are coming back. I don't expect that, you know, the difference between how we do it in the marshals or how BCSO does it. I'll stand by defending them because I've seen how they handle improper, you know, policing. They fire, they actually suspend. That I think that image, that distinction, becoming more clear in the general public's eyes. So
dumb it down for me then.
Yeah.
Because I'm, you know, I can just be a dumb fuck sometimes. What exactly? Because you're the guy, you're the name I keep hearing. Whenever I talk to anyone about this shit, you're the name that keeps popping up.
ADMC?
What do you, no, like, talk to anyone, any cops, any lawyers, anyone. They're like, Brian Knight is the guy to go to. He's the one that actually, you know, has the power to do anything. He's the one that actually, you know, has the best chance to do anything. These people who are ruining investigations, treating people unfairly, not acting like cops, what are you going to do about it? In plain and simple terms. What is your plan?
I'm going to get rid of them.
What can I hold you accountable? You're going to get rid of them. Okay. And is that a realistic thing? Do you actually think you can achieve that?
You have to understand there's things that I do that I don't tell anyone. I don't know you well enough. And
yeah, that's fine.
I would not want to risk you speaking to the wrong person and things getting out.
Of course. I get that. 100%.
I am not going to lie to you either. It's not going to be anytime soon. But we are paving the path to doing what is needed. And crocodile tears do not affect me. So, there's a reason why Shift 1 LSPD has such a problem with me and has actively tried to get rid of the marshals because we are doing work. Whether it's a Bruce Baylor, sure you've seen the docket, or the individuals whom we have pissed off when we've opened up cases on law enforcement. We just hired administration for PD complaint intake. But this is not a tomorrow thing. This is it's going to take some weeks. But as I said before, I don't operate on I don't give up. I know at some level if I do, that's going to be for a lot of people the final line, right? So, look, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't understand why you did what you did. but I'm going to continue to say keep using the systems that exist. And not every system remains the same for too long. And those in power don't. Eventually, they fall too. So I'm being a little cryptic here intentionally.
Yeah, well, I get you. Don't worry. I play the same games. I mean, look at it this way. We're trying the system one more time with an appeal, but if any of those three come anywhere near that case, I know exactly how that case is going to end up, and you know exactly what will happen after.
Look, I'm not going to advise you to do any crime. Obviously, I'd have to come after you, but I'm not going to act like you're not human. So, you know, you know, TJ was my friend too.
I think this is a bit bigger than TJ these days, Brian. He was just the first domino, really.
Do you know why he quit PD?
I mean,
because of
if I
reasons
think about
like
it really
this.
hard, I probably could.
It's because of reasons like this.
Yeah, and then he went and trusted the government again, and he got killed for it because he didn't get the protection he was meant to be afforded.
Yeah. He,
and here we are still trying to trust the government.
I think trusting the government is... I think too many people look at the city like Game of Thrones, right? The government as a big entity that is one massive voice. But the reality is there's a lot of conflict internally, whether it's different mayors, different heads of departments, different shifts, right? I mean, look at Blaine County. Like me and Pred, we do not see eye to eye. That's very publicly known. He represents a gangbanger with too much power, and I have to consistently put a stop to it. And I use that as an example just to show you how much differing opinions there are. I think the way to win these battles is to empower, embolden, and support individuals. And while I understand that, you know, you're seeing red when it comes to the PD or the government in general, understand that there are people that are with you in all this.
I mean, I think that's where you're misreading me a little bit, Brian. I'm not seeing red. I'm seeing things for how they are. I don't sit here and fucking grit my teeth and curse the PD all day, every day. But if there is an injustice, if there is a falsity happening, if I'm being told by multiple people to keep trusting the system keeps fucking me over, conversations need to be had. Words need to be said. Right now, you've told me repeatedly that I should continue to trust the system, and that is what I heard 6 months ago as well.
There is the system, right, as put forward by the state.
Mm-hmm.
But the system is not the same as the individuals that have been entrusted to do these things. So when it comes to the individuality, whether it's a justice, whether it's a cop, whether it's a high command, that there's more power pointing the finger as those that are doing wrong than the system as a whole. Because the moment that we give up on all the avenues that exist to correct these things, that's when things really start to go south, right? Because at that
but
point,
how do you expect people to not give up when they're losing everything?
Because if I tell
anytime they go
people,
up against the system.
Because if I tell people to give up on the system, at that point, there's nothing left. At that point, the only solution is carnage and for everything to burn. And trust me, as someone that has watched things burn down, it leads things in a much worse off state.
I get that, but I feel like we're just going to go around in circles in terms of where the issue lies. For us, the issue lies in the fact that one or two people with bad intentions can ruin the system that you and people with good intentions are trying to set up. And as it currently stands, there's nothing to stop them from doing that again. These people get rehired, they get to stay in their positions, and they continue to do it. This appeal, I've already told the rest of my
club.
Can I
give you an
example? Don't have any
example?
faith in it. Mm-hmm.
If I was in your position, I'll tell you what I would have done. And this is not fun and glory. I would go to the government entities, and you tell them, and I don't know if you know this, but y'all are able, Robin can push legislation forward, and the mayor has to respond, that if someone does X, Y, and Z, they are legally mandated to be fired for 6 months. I'm giving you an example. The system lets you do that. But those weapons, no one's picking them up. If, as I just got done telling you, I don't have the tools. When the time comes and I say, hey, it should be illegal to cover up crimes. It should be illegal for another law enforcement agency to, in the midst of an active internal investigation, assist the accused party. That's where the system can work. It's just where no one's picking up those tools. So these problems that you're bringing up, the system has a solution to it. It's just, you know.
Okay. I'll look into those. If you think those are things that could actually be put in and actually be held accountable with, then sure, I'll investigate it.
Every single person in this city was empowered by the state to change the laws if they do not work, to restrict anything and any. If you wanted, you could legalize fucking someone in the middle of the street, right? Nothing prevents you from fucking corrupt cops, right? And it doesn't really just takes a one-page piece of paper and putting it in front of the mayor's desk, and as a worst-case scenario, results in, you know, people voting on it. Look, if anything, have Robin give me a call, and, you know, I'm sure I got some ideas, because trust me when I say if someone gets fired, the whole 30-day thing is quite cringe. I
don't think I could have said it better myself.
Yeah. So.
All right then. Yeah. You know what? I actually might go have a chat with Robin.
Yeah.
I appreciate you listening to me. You know, I don't want to sit here and just make it seem like I'm just trying to bitch at you or whatever. I do respect you. Respect anyone who actually tries to make that badge mean something. And I don't think, personally, I don't think that a few bad eggs ruins the whole bunch. But
no, it's
unfortunately it's those bad eggs that usually stop us from being able to do anything. So
I don't
yeah,
disagree.
I'll take your advice, and
right.
I'll look into it. I'll let you know how I go.
Okay. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
Bye.